So going from an athlete to being a parliamentarian is remarkably similar, especially as a crossbencher. So you have to be a self-starter. You've got to be in control of your own destiny. You've got to do a lot of really boring work. As an athlete, people see the great bits. They see, competing at a major games, and they see the glamour of that. The reality in my career as an athlete, I trained 12 to 15 times a week, 50 weeks of the year. And yes, won some medals in some very glamorous places, but actually I joke that most of my career was spent on the trunk road where I live, covered in snot. But if you don't do the tough stuff, the thing that's not exciting, you don't get the chance to be on the start line. And the same, if you don't read your briefing papers and you don't spend a lot of time writing speeches, you have maybe 2 minutes to take the chamber with you to vote against something. So actually, it's remarkably similar, and a lot of the skills and resilience I developed from sport has transferred really well into politics, and you have a team around you.
Really, sports policy and the Olympics have been absolutely full and central to virtually everything I've done in Parliament. In the House of Lords, we've had 2 major select committees, one that's sitting now on a national plan for sport and recreation, one that was soon after the London 2012 Olympic Games, looking at the legacy, looking at whether we had learnt lessons from those games and whether we put them into practice.
I think my Paralympic career, my sporting career in general, has influenced everything that I've done subsequent, not least my career in the House of Lords. Ultimately, what sport taught me was that you can't get anything really done as an individual. Any real meaningful, sustainable success comes from the team, comes from collaboration. So everything that I've been fortunate enough to get involved and achieve in the House of Lords, be it access for disabled people to sports stadia, be it my work on shared space, unpaid internships, being everything around new technologies and fintech, it's all been done through collaboration right around the House, people of different parties, people of no party, and all that comes from sport.
There's hardly a day that goes by in the House of Lords when I'm not intervening or asking a question on some aspect of sport and recreation policy to try and help leave a legacy for sport and recreation in this country, which is just one step higher than it was before. So it's a long road, failed many times, but never stop really trying hard to make sure that sport and recreation can play a very important part in people's lifestyles, active lifestyles, in their health and their well-being.